What's goody? It's your host Jay Rose, as always, back with another video. And today I'm ranking NBA teams based on how good I think they'll be next NBA season. Yes sir, here we are. We're gonna start off with the Atlanta Hawks, and I think that's a weird place to start. I really do. I'm not sure how good the Hawks will be this past season. They didn't look all that special. DeJounte and Trey didn't really mesh that well, but in the playoffs they definitely looked a lot better. Going up against the Celtics, they showed some promise. I think they can be an alright team. I don't think they'll be as bad in the standings as they were this season. So I'll give them a B. I'll give them a B. I think that might be high. I think I'll put them low B because they really weren't good last season. So based on that, there's no reason for me to think that they should be much better this season, but I just got faith. I think Trey is one of the best point guards in the NBA. They seem to mesh a little bit more in the playoffs. And who knows, maybe they're not done making moves, but as of right now, I'll put them low B tier. As far as the Celtics, I say S. I thought the Celtics were S tier last season, and then we're going into this season and they added Porzingis. They're gonna look better. They added a better player. They got rid of Grant Williams, brought in Porzingis. They're gonna have the extra spacing, shooting. They still have the defensive guards on the team. They still have the defense, period. I think they're going to be a good team next year. I think they should breeze through the regular season. I'll put them S tier. As far as Brooklyn, I have no expectations for Brooklyn. I think Mikal Bridges is going to do a lot of heavy lifting, but I don't think they're going to be that good. I'd put them high C, low B. I don't think they're going to be a terrible team, but I don't think they're going to be good either. The Chicago Bulls, which is funny, I think the Bulls are going to be worse than the Nets. The Bulls have two players that they would consider stars, and their team just never really does that well. I don't think the Bulls are going to do that well this season either. Maybe I'm just going too far. I don't think they're that much worse than the Hawks. They might be better than the Nets. I'll put them right under the Hawks in B. I absolutely lied. I'm not putting the Bulls in B tier. I'm going to put them above the Nets in C though. The Clippers. Well, assuming they don't get James Harden, because there are talks about that happening, but assuming they don't get James Harden, looking at this squad, how they are as is, Kawhi Leonard hasn't played in a minute because he stopped playing in the playoffs. Paul George hasn't played in a minute. They should be healthy. So, let's do what I do every year. Let's assume that the Clippers are going to be healthy. I'm going to take that with a grain of salt because if they were healthy the whole season, that's an S tier squad. But, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. I'm going to say they'll be an A tier team. If I'm being realistic, they're going to be B at best. They're going to be a high B. I'll put them high B because I just don't see them being healthy. I don't. I've given them the reasonable doubt year after year after year, season after season after season. I'm not going to sit here on camera and do this again. I'm not putting them A tier. I'm going to put them at a high B because I think Kawhi and PG will sprinkle their games here and there. I think Westbrook will keep them decent for a little bit. They have a lot of good role players, so I think they'll be a high B. They'll definitely make the playoffs without having to be in the play-in, so I'll put them high B. The Hornets, I have no expectations for the Hornets. They have LaMelo, they have Brandon Miller, the rookie, and I think Miles Bridges is coming back. I have no expectations for this team. The Cleveland Cavaliers, this is going to be my first team in A, and a lot of people are going to probably say, how are they A? They just lost to the Knicks. But honestly, I do think that they were working out the kinks. I think the lights were just too bright for their guys. A lot of them haven't even been to the playoffs. So for them to take that jump to go from no playoff experience straight into the playoffs, the Knicks are also a good team. Not to mention, just to mention that as well, the Knicks were no pushover. That was a bad matchup for them. I do think they're going to go into the regular season and do their big one again. I think they're going to make some noise. I like Cleveland. I really do like this squad. I think they're a small forward away from being a true contender. I think they're still a dark horse for me. But yeah, I'm gonna put the Cavs A tier. As far as the Nuggets, I'm gonna put them S tier again. They lost Bruce Brown. They don't have a replacement for him. They picked up Justin Holiday. I don't think that's enough. But I just saw them breeze through every good team in the West in the playoffs. They were the first seed the entirety of this season. And honestly, I don't think Bruce Brown is a big enough loss for me to take them from S and put them anywhere else. They just won the championship. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they're just going to do it again. Maybe not win the championship all over again, but as far as the regular season goes, barring injury, I think that's an S tier squad as well. The Houston Rockets, this is going to be my early hot take for the video. I don't think the Rockets are going to be that bad. Is B a little bit high, a little ambitious? Maybe. But I'm just looking at their squad. They got Fred VanVleet now. They have Jalen Green. He's obviously been working on his game. He's going to get better. They have one of the Thompson twins, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Next up, we have the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, the Lakers really ended off their season hot last year. They ended off their season real hot. They re-signed everybody they wanted to re-sign. They pried Gabe Vincent away from the Miami Heat. And I'd be pressed to say that this isn't a good team. They have the defense, they have the shooting, they have 2 stars. Barring injury again, of course, this should be a good team. LeBron, of course, is aging. AD has been injury prone. But if they stay on the court, and they've shown me that they can stay on the court, then sure, this is definitely a good squad. I think this could be a higher seed in the Western Conference. If all goes right, I'll put the Lakers high A. I think they'll be better than the Cavs. The Milwaukee Bucks. This might be a controversial take, but I'm going to put them A. I'm going to put them high A. I think they're going to take a slight step back this year. I think that this squad, this big three, has ran its course. I don't think Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton is going to be enough to propel them to a championship. Of course, I could be wrong because Giannis is Giannis. But I just feel like they should make some moves. I feel like this team has been very much the same the past couple of years. And even with Giannis's best efforts in that first round, the Heat still got the best of them. So I think it would be for the best if they change some things up. Speaking of the Miami Heat, I don't think they're going to be good. I'm going to put them high C. I do see them being better than the Bulls. I don't think that's a high bar, though. I do believe that the Miami Heat, they lost Gabe Vincent and Max Strus, who are 2 really, really big contributors to their playoff run. They haven't gotten anybody to replace them or anybody else they've lost for that matter. They're trying very desperately to get Damian Lillard right now, but it clearly isn't working out. Trailblazers don't seem interested in that trade. So as their roster is right now, I'm going to say that they're going to be around there. Hey, call me a fanboy if you want. I'm putting the Mavericks high 8. I'm putting them in front of the Cavs. And listen, you're going to look at the Mavericks. You're going to go, bruh, they have no defense. And you know what? I think they've added enough defense for this squad to be good. I don't think you need lockdown defenders across the board for this team to be good. We have Josh Green. He's a great 3-and-D guy. We have Grant Williams, who's a decent 3-and-D guy. We also drafted rookie Derek Lively. He looks really good on defense so far. As of right now, we still have 2 of the best offensive guards in the NBA in Luka and Kyrie, and there's no debate about that. I think if you can just add a slightly average defense, that this team will be really, really good. We still are going to have the shooting. We didn't trade Tim Hardaway away. We have Seth Curry, so we're going to have a lot of offensive firepower as well. I think this will be a good roster. The New Orleans Pelicans. I'm going to give them the Clipper treatment because I've been doing the same thing with the Pelicans as well. If Zion's healthy, this team very well might be an S-tier squad. If Zion is healthy, I think the Pelicans are S tier. If not, I'm going to say they're around B. I'm going to put them right behind the Clippers, actually. I think that's a good spot. The New York Knicks, man. The New York Knicks. I like what the Knicks did this past season. I'm not sure if they'll be able to replicate that same kind of success. They were, the 4 seed? 5 seed? Somewhere around there. They were a pretty decent seeding. I think that they should make a move this year. I don't believe Julius Randle is the way to go again, especially to go into the playoffs. I'm going to put them right behind Cleveland. I'm going to put them... Is A too high for the Knicks? Is A too high for the Knicks? I think that's too high. I'm going to put them high B. I'm going to put them as the best team in B. Alright? I'm going to put them as the best team in B. Barring that the 2 teams behind them, keep that in mind. The Clippers and the Pelicans are both most likely going to be hurt, and that's why they're in B. So I'm going to put the Knicks there. I think that's alright. But I'm going to move the Hawks down, and I'm also going to move the Rockets down. And I'm going to put the Heat in front of both of these teams. I feel much better looking at this than I do looking at what I had before. 100%. The Thunder are going to be a hard team to rank. I really do think they're going to be a hard team to rank. Shea, of course, was on a tear last season. I expect him to come out and do more or less the same. They're going to add Chet Holmgren this season. Of course, they're going to have everybody getting better. Of course, their rookies are going to get better. Everybody they had last year is going to get better. I think that the Thunder are going to impress a lot of people this season. I'll put them at the top of seed. I think that's fair. The Magic, 0 expectations for it. I have no expectations for the Magic. I think Paolo's going to be nice. I think the Magic as a whole are still not going to be that nice. Even though they have Fultz, they have Suggs, they have Anthony. I feel they have Wendell Carter. They should be a little farther along. I feel like maybe I'm not giving them enough credit. They should probably be in front of the Bulls. I'm shitting on the Bulls a lot today, aren't I? It's warranted, though. I think the Magic, I don't have any expectations for them, really. I don't think they're going to make a playoff berth or anything, but they could be okay. I don't even want to rank this team. What the hell are we gonna? What are we talking about when we're talking about the Trailblazers? Is he gonna get traded at all? So it's hard to rank. I'm gonna say as is. This team as constructed right now, I'm gonna say that they're gonna be a C-tier team. I don't think the Trailblazers did not make the playoffs last year, so I have no faith in the Portland Trailblazers adding a young rookie for them to get much better than they were. The Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton. I don't have any expectations for them either. Just around the same place as the Magic. I'm gonna put them under the Magic. I think, actually, I'm gonna put the Nets ahead. I'm put them over like. This is hard, bro. This is hard. The Detroit Pistons. Well, Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, D tier. You know why? Because Cade's always hurt too, and they're not a good team at all if Cade's not there. So I'm gonna just go ahead put them D. Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings were a really good team last year. Like the beam, bruh. They put the Warriors all the way to 7. I think that this is an A tier team. I'm gonna put them at the top of 8. The Phoenix Suns are weird. I feel like they're either going to be a good team or they're going to be mediocre. I don't think that they're going to be the greatest team ever. Their defense is going to be absolutely shot. But they have 3 really good offensive players. They have 2 of the best in the league. So I think a safe spot to put them, I'm going to put them right behind the Mavericks. I honestly think that they're going to be relatively around the same place. These 2 teams, the Mavericks and the Suns, I think they're going to be really, really close in the standings. This team, they have Keldon Johnson, they have Jeremy Sochan, they have Victor Wembanyama. Depending on how good Vic is, this team could go anywhere from, I feel like, C to maybe like a mid-tier B team. We'll see how that goes, though. For now, I'm going to put them behind the Nets. I think they have their ways to go of being a really good team. Maybe they prove me wrong. Maybe they don't. We'll see. 76ers. And I don't know what that team's going to look like. I'm going to say as is with the way the roster is constructed right now. Shoot. I'm going to put them. This is a weird team to rank too, man. This is hard. This is real hard. I need to do some more thought before I hop into a tier list next time. I'm gonna say this team is gonna be around the same realm as the Cavaliers. The Raptors, D tier. Y'all got rid of Fred VanVleet. So what's your roster right now? Y'all drafted Grady Dick, right? So you have Grady Dick. Y'all got Pascal Siakam. You have OG Anunoby. That's about it. You guys are not contending for anything this season. You're gonna get a lottery pick. I'm gonna give the Jazz D as well. I think they're gonna lose on purpose. I think they're actually trying to get into the lottery. The Warriors, I don't know about the Warriors. I'm gonna put them high B. I'm gonna put them at the top of B. Steph Curry on your roster immediately makes you a good team. But Clay is declining, Draymond's declining. They traded for Chris Paul, which, looking at it makes you scratch your head because he's also declining, and they traded him for a young Jordan Poole. So, yeah, a questionable decision there maybe, but maybe not as well. Chris Paul is still one of the best facilitators in the game. Maybe the Warriors can get him right. I know that Warriors system will take players that you wouldn't really think would do that well and turn them into some studs. The Wizards, D tier. They don't got nothing going on over there. Jordan Poole and the rookie they drafted are going to be checking up shots, and that's what their season's going to look like. Oh, and Kuzma, because Kuzma re-signed. The Memphis Grizzlies. If the Grizzlies were healthy, I'd put them A. I'd probably put them in the same place I'd put the Mavs and Suns. Maybe I'm overrating the Mavs and Suns a little bit, but you do have to remember that Ja Morant will be suspended for the first 25 games. That will definitely affect how good they are right next to the Clippers because of the uncertainty of their situation as well, and how well they'll do in the 25 games without Ja, and how that will dictate their season. I think putting them right next to the Clippers and Pelicans is warranted. Last, and I'll say not least because I like Anthony Edwards, but last but not least, we got the Timberwolves. And I don't like the Timberwolves. Timberwolves suck. They're bad. I think they should trade Karl Anthony Towns and try to work on a real core instead of trying to keep him there. I don't understand what the point of keeping him there is. Just give Anthony Edwards the keys and call it a day, because your experiment with Cat just hasn't worked over the years. Just give it up already. But yeah, I don't like the squad. I don't think they're gonna make too much noise. I'm gonna put them right behind the Heat, behind the Hawks. Behind the Hawks. I think that's a good spot. I'm gonna put them right behind the Hawks, right in the middle of C tier, and that's exactly where they belong because they are mid. My thoughts were absolutely all over the place this tier list video. I think I should have put some more thought into it before just hopping into it. But this is the final tier list. We got only 2 teams in the S tier. We got the Nuggets and we have the Celtics. That might be a little bit controversial, but those are my 2 head honchos going into next season as of right now. Wow, this was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will catch you on the next one.